Hi everybody, Laura here. Thanks for joining me. Today I wanted to show you how I made this cool rainbow hexagon card. What I did was I die cut a panel using this full card hexagons die by Simon Says Stamp. It's not a new die. It's been around a while. And all these little hexagons that pop out are what I'm using. Here I've been coloring my heart out with my Copic markers. And this whole thing was inspired by Sandy Allnock's hex chart, which it's all the rage right now. Everybody's coloring in their hex chart. I've seen it all over social media. And here's mine. I sat down one night late and I couldn't go to bed. I couldn't go to bed. Now, ignore all the white little hexagons because I don't have that many, but you know what? I have the ones I love. And I know there's some more that I need to get, but I definitely know that I do not need every single one. I just want to get the colors that I love and the colors that I'm going to use. Now, when I compare to Sandy's, you can definitely see where I'm lacking. I'm really lacking in the blue violet area. See all this whole section, I hardly have any. So that is something that I definitely want to get some more of, but I know that I do not need. Some of the colors are so close together that I just don't need every single one. Now, what was really great about this whole thing was it helped me to branch out and try some color combinations that I had never done before. Because when I'm looking at my Copic markers, they sit in this little color cubby or whatever it's called. And I always just grab the markers that are close together in number because you don't really know. So, for example, if I'm using an R22, I'll naturally just grab an R24 and an R27. But because I use the hex chart now, I didn't do that. I didn't stay with the number family. I stayed with the colors that worked closest by each other. And so it was really fun. And I think it stretched my collection out. I think it gave me some colors in the hexagons I've never even tried mixing before. And great. Really stretches your Copic markers. If you don't have a huge collection like me, and maybe you don't want a huge collection like me, then the hex chart is something that's really going to help you get more mileage. So now what I'm doing here is just adhering the positive part of that hexagon down with some Post-it tape, and I'm going to use some foam tape to adhere each one of these little hexagons down. Now, I know this, don't roll your eyes. I know this is probably like a really tedious thing when you think all those hexagons are going to be individually adhered down with foam tape. Yes, they are, because this is how I roll. I like to do tedious things like this. I'm sitting down when I'm making this video. A lot of times I stand, but for this kind of stuff, I pop the squat, I get happy, I put on a little Spotify, and I just enjoy myself. Now, when I get these all adhered, I had to kind of edit this out because my head kept getting over top of the card, and you don't want to see that. So here they are all popped up and ready to go. Now I added a few on the sides, one on the top, one on the right, left, and bottom, just to finish off the design, kind of cropped them off. I trimmed off the edges. And now I'll stamp my sentiment. This is from the Thanks. It's a little mini set by Simon Says Stamp. Great, great, great stamp set, all purpose whenever you want to make a thank you card. These are the two kind of cards I make the most, thank yous and birthdays. Now, this card would have made a really great birthday card because it's so bright and cheery, but I went with thanks instead. Hey, I mean, you can have a bright and cheery thanks card too, right? So that's all there is to it. This is finished, and I love it. Rainbow graphic inspired by the hex chart. I'm getting more mileage out of my Copic markers. I'm telling you, you can't go wrong with it. Thanks so much for joining me. I'll see you next time.